What's up, YouTube? I'm Cory, and welcome to my channel, Let's Talk with Cory. But before I get into today's reaction video, wherever you are in the world today, I mean wherever you are in the world today, I really do hope you're having a great day. Let me pause and give a shout out to my subscribers. Whether you've been with me since the beginning or you're checking in for the very first time, thank you for your support. And to my new followers on Facebook, thank you guys for your support as well. An Atlanta attorney found guilty in defrauding the government of $7 million in PPP funds? You gotta be kidding me. An attorney defrauded the government of $7 million in PPP funds. Incredible. You guys won't stop. You know the government don't play with their money. And just because you go out here and bumble up the paperwork and make stuff look legit when it's not legit, they coming for you. Uncle Sam is going to make you pay. And 99% of the time, it's going to be in time. So I'm going to read this article from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. And the title says, Atlanta attorney found guilty and $7 million in C-19 relief fraud case. Prosecutor said former city police officer and attorney used funds to buy a Rolls Royce. Oh, yeah. Big cabin. And other lavish expenses. The article continues and says an Atlanta lawyer and business owner previously employed by the city as a police officer and attorney was found guilty Tuesday of defrauding the federal government out of more than $7 million in Paycheck Protection Program funds. That is PPP, guys. Prosecutors allege Shelitha Robertson used the funds her businesses received to buy a Rolls Royce, a car, a motorcycle, and a 10-carat diamond ring for $148,000, amongst other things. Come on, man. Robertson had denied grossly exaggerating the number of people employed by four of her companies in order to obtain millions of dollars in federal aid designed to keep small businesses afloat during the C-19 pandemic. She blamed her company's fraudulent 2020 PPP loan application on her then friend and personal attorney, Chandra Norton, who pleaded guilty in a separate prosecution. A jury of 7 men and 5 women deliberated for about 13 hours over the 2 days before finding Robertson guilty on 3 counts of wire fraud and single counts of money laundering and conspiracy to commit wire fraud. Robertson, who has remained on bond since pleading not guilty to 5 charges in December 2022, was immediately remanded into custody pending her sentencing scheduled for April 11 of 2024. Federal prosecutor Ariel Glasner said Robertson had threatened to kill Norton upon arrest and separately threatened another person about Norton were made in frustration and did not constitute a legitimate threat. He said Robertson was separately involved in a business dispute with a contractor in Texas in which no threat was made. There's no history of violence or anger or damage by the defendant to anybody other than the statement she made when she was arrested, Gillian said. Robertson occasionally shook her head from side to side after U.S. District Judge Stephen D. Grimberg read the verdict, but otherwise showed little reaction. Gillian said aspects of the trial, including the presentation of what he described as hearsay evidence, will be raised on appeal. Prosecutors said Robertson and Norton were best friends and partners in crime who together schemed to get as much money in PPP loans as they could, ultimately receiving almost $8 million. Robertson transferred $50,000 in PPP funding to her daughter, who has not been charged, withdrew $25,000 of the funds in cash, and gave Norton $400,000, prosecutors said. Gillen said Robertson was a victim of Norton's plan to use Robertson's personal and business information to enrich herself. Norton was financially desperate, he said. Norton is an evil genius, adept at falsifying documents, while Robertson is the boots on the ground type who can barely turn a computer on after it goes to sleep, Gillen told the jury. Norton was, and frankly still is, a master of deception. Gillen said during his closing arguments on Monday, Norton told Ms. Robertson, "Hey, you can get these PPP loans, I'll handle it." Both women ran companies, awarded multi-million-dollar water and sewer infrastructure contracts across metropolitan Atlanta. Norton was indicted in August of 2020 and pleaded guilty several months later to a single count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud. She agreed as part of a plea deal to cooperate with the federal government against Robertson, who was indicted in December of 2022. Former contractor for Atlanta and DeKalb County, Norton was disbarred after pleading guilty and is due to sentence by Grimberg in January. Robertson received PPP loans for her companies Atlanta Custom Motors, M.O. Griggs Contracting, Triton, and the Renee Group. Only the latter was operational at the time with 13 employees, case records show. The loan application for Robertson's companies, however, listed combined 427 employees, $2.8 million in monthly payroll expenses. Prosecutors said the Renee Group's annual payroll cost $762,674 in 2019, a fraction of what Robertson claimed. Robertson signed the Renee Group loan application and admitted that she knew Norton submitted similar applications for Robertson's 3 inoperative companies. Robertson said Norton told her the loans were based on Robertson's net worth. Gillen and Robertson repaid the PPP funds she said she received with interest because it was the right thing to do, not because she got caught. Prosecutors Bernetta Malloy said Robertson, a former public defender, is a fraud and whose defense defies logic and is absolutely ludicrous. Malloy and Norton submitted the false loan applications under direction of Robertson, who told Norton how much money she wanted. There is no level to which Robertson wouldn't stoop to justify her criminal conduct. Malloy said in her closing argument on Monday, she disguised what she did to avoid getting caught. She thought she could wash her hands of it. Wow, guys, and I'm going to end it there. What's your thoughts about this attorney, ex-police officer? I mean, good Lord. I mean, why does people decide that they can't get enough money? Greed. It's greed, guys. Nothing more, nothing less. It is greed. You already got companies going on. You're making money. Probably it was already a millionaire, I guess, or maybe became more of a millionaire with that $7 million PPP loan that she defrauded the government out of, her and her co-conspirator, allegedly. But guys, what's your thoughts about what took place? And leave a comment. And as always, thanks for stopping by on the Pull Up. Let's talk with Cory. Let's talk with Cory out.